Thank you very much, Kelly. Yes, we are excited once again to be teaming up with Showtime on presenting to you a terrific boxing card, which will be taking place at the Stub Hub Center in California, August 16th. It's promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. Thank you to the sponsors, Corona and AT&T. This televised event will be on Showtime Championship Boxing, and we are always thrilled and excited to be showcasing some terrific fights, starting with the co-featured Omar Figueroa versus Daniel Estrada, which will be a 12-rounder for the WBC Lightweight World Championship. Really excited to see one show back to be covered.
Okay, hang on one sec. Whoever just joined the call is going to have to turn your phone on mute, please. Tell me who's outside. Please turn your phone on mute. Thank you. Okay, Oscar, continue.
Thank you very much. The co-main event, Saco Pica versus Anthony Doral, which will be a 12-round WBC Super Middleweight Championship fight. And the reason why we're here today is the main event, which will be a terrific fight, showcasing two of the top welterweights in the world today, Shawn Porter versus Kell Brook. And on the call, we have Kell Brook with a record of 32-0 and 22 knockouts out of Sheffield, England. He is currently ranked number 5 by the Ring magazine at welterweight. He also possesses tremendous punching power and is a great knockout artist and boxer. He's coming off a great win against tough, rugged Mexican welterweight champion Alvaro Robles that took place last March. And Brook plans on making a tremendous fight against the hard punching Shawn Porter, August 16th at the Stub Hub Center. And as you all know, the Stub Hub Center is known for its terrific matchups, its competitive fights, action-packed fights, and this obviously is no exception. So let me introduce to you, and everyone give a warm welcome, his first time fighting in the U.S. and going up against a terrific champion in Shawn Porter. I commend Kell Brook for coming all the way across the pond fighting Shawn Porter. Like I said, with a record of 32-0 and 22 knockouts, let me introduce to you Kell Brook. Kell, say a few words.
Yeah, it's great to be part of a big emotional team, as in with you, Oscar. It's going to be great. You know, it's been a dream of mine to become, welterweight world champion from a young age, and we're not too far away now. We're finishing on some hard training still, and then tapering it down, and then it's showtime. And I'm more than ready for this opportunity.
Thank you much. Thank you very much, Kell. And now we would like to open it up for questions to the media.
Thank you. If you would like to ask a question or have a comment, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. This will place your question in the order it was received. Once again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad now. Our first question comes from Dan Rafael with ESPN.
Thank you very much. Just to be clear, Shawn is going to be on a little bit later, correct? I missed the beginning of the call. Is that right, Kelly?
Yes, he's coming on right after.
Okay, very good. I do have a couple of questions for Kell. Kell, good to talk to you. I know this fight for you has been a long time coming in terms of fighting for one of the world titles. Can you talk about just the general I guess, frustration, if that's the right word, that you have had, given what happened? You had a fight set up with Devin Alexander when he had this belt. I guess it was postponed and then canceled, I believe, 3 different times, once because he was injured, twice because you were injured, and then you had to fight another fight or two just to, keep active in another eliminator. But now you finally have the opportunity. What's it been like the last, I guess it's been about a year and a half, trying to get to the point where you're actually going to get in the ring and fight for one of the titles?
Yeah, Dan, it's been very, very frustrating for me. I've been in line to, for the title before, and injuries, COVID delay. So I've been on the back burner, and trying to fit fights in between. But I'm onto a new chapter now, and here we are. I think Devin gave Shawn Porter, of Orange, and he was looking at taking it off him. And then he's looked good in his defense against Molinari. He took care of him, which no one has done before. So he's proven that he's worthy champion. So here we are again, and I think I'm more than ready. I've been training very hard for this fight, and as my record shown, 32-0. That's what I like to do, is win. And I'm coming over there and giving it me all.
So you will be making I believe your second fight in the United States. I was at your first fight, but it was on an undercard. It was not televised here. It was not against a top level opponent, but you did get the experience of traveling out of your comfort zone to fight. Do you think the fact that you've had one fight in America, although on the opposite coast of where you'll be fighting against Porter, do you think just the idea that you've traveled for a fight will put you a little bit more at ease being outside of England when you get into the ring for this biggest fight of your career?
Most definitely. I boxed out there before on Portugal, and it was the first time me doing that, boxing from home, and we're thinking about it a bit. But after being there, speaking to the fans and just seeing it. Getting in and getting it out of the way the first, the poke themselves just after, it's the ring at the end of the day, like it is anywhere, and the opponent opposite. So, I've ticked that now. I've done that, and it won't be bothering me at all. I know that this is going to be the toughest fight in my life, but I'm prepared for it, and it's just me and Shawn Porter in that ring on the 16th, and I'm ready.
And just one other thing for you, Kell. How far in advance of the fight will you arrive in America?
How far advanced?
Like when the fight's on August 16th, at what point will you come to the United States and arrive for the fight?
Yeah, well, I'm coming over Wednesday, so I think it'll be like two and a half weeks before the fight.
Oh, like this Wednesday, like day after tomorrow?
Time zone. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much, Kell. Oscar, I have a question for you if you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oscar, this is a really good card that you put together, the triple header. I think every fight on there has, an interest level. I'm curious why you're going to the Stub Hub Center for this event. It's a great venue. We all know that. They've had a lot of great fights there. But not any of the 6 principal boxers in any of the title fights has any particular ties to the community, California. It just seemed like an unusual selection. I was curious why the Stub Hub Center instead of, someplace like Porter's hometown or Texas where Figueroa is a draw, or even, somewhere else like with Darrell and Bika. I mean, Stub Hub seemed an unusual choice to me, so I was just curious on the philosophy of going to this arena.
Dan, the Stub Hub Center was a perfect fit for this type of card. As you know, Stub Hub Center has now the reputation of staging some of the best fights in recent years. We saw Guerrero and Kamagai, which was a tremendous fight. And so when putting this event together, the Stub Hub Center was the first choice. The fact that you have no local fighters does not matter. I feel that the fans in Los Angeles who will be attending are just accustomed to watching some great fights, no matter where they're from. And the fact that the fighters will be performing at the Stub Hub Center, there's a bit of added pressure for every single fighter because you must perform at the Stub Hub. It reminds me kind of like the Thunderdome movie with Mel Gibson. I mean, you have to fight there. You have to. The atmosphere is great. The fans are expecting great fights, and I believe this is what Kell Brook and Shawn Porter and every fighter on the card will give us is a tremendous, tremendous fight.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Oscar. Thank you, Kell, for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Jenna J. with On the Ropes Boxing.
Hi, Kell. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good. Well, Kell, the question I have for you is obviously you had the delays with the Alexander fight, but you made good use of it because you took on a very tough contender in Sinchenko and you beat him quite easily, especially after he was coming off the win over Ricky Hatton. Can you tell me a little bit about that performance you had and what it did for your confidence level?
Yeah, I think it was the right statement. I think it was the right fight. I think overall, getting Sinchenko out of there in 4 rounds, I think it was appealing for the fans and for my career. I think it was a good performance overall.
All right, now, Kell, when you were sitting on the outside looking at Alexander and he had that fight with Shawn Porter, how surprised were you that he lost the title to Porter?
No, I wasn't shocked, surprised, because anything can happen in boxing, and I could see his strategy and game plan. I think there's a blueprint over that with Devin against as many box Bradley, and that to smother him because he likes to keep that distance and be on the back foot. So when watching it, I weren't really too shocked.
Well, some people were quite surprised by Porter's next fight when he fought Palman Naji and he took him out so easily. What were your thoughts on that particular fight?
Yeah, well, I remember watching that fight. To be honest, I didn't expect that, so you can crush it. I was being shocked. And after knowing that Naji's been in with Cotto and other big names and other big punches, and no one's managed to ever stop him. I were slightly surprised, knowing that Shawn Porter and knocked nobody out in 2 years before that. It was a bit of a shock to me.
And Kell, I know you're not looking at all ahead of yourself, but I'm sure you are aware how big it would be if you were able to get this title belt. An all-UK fight between yourself and Amir Khan would be quite interesting. Do you have that just a little bit in the back of your mind?
Yeah, of course, it's a business, and it is in my mind. I know that this is the key to Fort Knox. It's a business. There's some massive money fights out there, not just in Amir Khan, but international, fights like your Mayweather, your Brad Pacquiao. I think people in America and around the world, take note, after beating Shawn Porter.
All right, now final question for you. When American fight fans get to see you in this fight against Shawn Porter, what do you think they'll be surprised about most?
I don't think they'll be surprised. I think it is what it is. Going to see. You're going to see what Kell Brook can really do, and in fact, you've seen everyone around the world going to see, why they do comedy, especially when I'm going to go out there, and you're going to see me at my best.
All right. Well, thank you, Kell, for answering my questions, and good luck on August 16th.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Len Satterfield with TheRingTV.com.
Hey, Kell, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. Hey, Kell, I talked to Shawn about this fight, and he said that of all the fighters he's faced, you will be the more technical of the fighters, meaning he won't be able to just charge in. I mean, he acknowledged that, and he acknowledged that you're probably more skillful and, I guess, cerebral than most of his other opponents. What do you think he meant by that, and how much is he on point?
Yeah, I think he knows that, he's up against someone who's 32-0, who's passionate about becoming world champion, who's a similar risk to himself, and he's probably seen the cat-like reaction, and I'm a big welterweight and strong and determined, and I think that he maybe seen it in my eyes that, I'm not coming to lay down, I'm coming to, lay it on the line. I'm a lion, I'm coming to, take that title, and I think he knows that it's going to be like that.
Kell, do you have any doubts that you could win a decision over here in America? Do you think, do you have any reason for concern as far as the judges?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. It goes through your mind, but I think, all the world is going to be watching it. It's a hot division, and the winner's going to be winning clearly. So, all the world's are going to see it. So, obviously, it's going to run through your mind. I think I'm not in my own country. But I think I think that, I think in this fight it's going to be so clear who the winner is. There's not to be no doubt.
Okay, my last question is, you've said that you think that for whatever reason he may have been balking at taking this fight, and then I guess along those lines you were implying that he feels more pressure because you're not from this country, or for a number of reasons. Why did you say that? What is your rationale for saying that?
I just believe that, maybe not in the, his team. In this fight, it's high risk, low reward. If they could pick, they definitely wouldn't pick Kell Brook. 32-0, star from England to fight. So I think, when chopping and changing the dates and other little things, it just gives that time there. But, it is what it is, and, I'm the mandatory for that title. So there's nowhere to go now.
Kell, thank you so much, and good luck in the fight.
Our next question comes from Marianne Owen with Boxing in Las Vegas.
Hello. Hello?
Go ahead.
Hi. Greetings from Las Vegas. It's Marianne Owen from boxinginlasvegas.com. Porter has a huge amateur background with almost 300 amateur fights, and he beat some had wars with Cuban amateurs. How would you handle Porter's pressure and speed?
You're going to see on the 16th, being amateur and professional, completely different. He might have had that many fights. Myself, I only had 36 fights, I think, in the amateurs. And, professional amateur completely different, as you know. So, we've been having the sparring in what's similar to Porter, and we know it's going to be a tough fight. We know that he's a seasoned, professional. We know it's going to be tough. So that's what we're prepared for. So, that's what it is.
Have you ever fought anyone like Porter?
Yes, I think I've fought every kind of style. I think that I've been boxing 20 years now, and I think I've been in there with every style there is. So it's not, this style's not going to surprise me. I've dealt with them. I've dealt with that style. Boxing to me, just comes naturally. And so there you go with that.
And I know you only had a few fights in America. Do you think your quality of opponents are better than Porter's opponents?
No, this one, it's arguable. The fact is, I've had 32 and up. I've had 32 fights, and I've got, and I'm rated up there. for a reason. I think that I can't really compare opponents with real opponents, but the fact is, I'm here, and that's where we are.
And also, after this fight, if you should win, who would be the next one that you would like in the 147-pound list?
I don't know. I think that I'll be sitting down with the promoter Eddie Earn, and the team will decide what his next move will be.
Maybe the winner of Pac-Man and Algieri?
Sorry?
I said maybe the winner of the Pac-Man fight, Pac-Man versus Algieri fight?
Maybe. I just know that, winning this fight, puts me in line with, all the elite fighters in the world at welterweight. So, I know that I'll be fighting, a big man.
Back of the line.
Okay, thank you so much. Good luck.
We get in line, buy a ticket.
Okay, thank you. That was our last question for you, Kell. So thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us this late in the evening over there. And we look forward to seeing you fight against Shawn. And now, is Shawn Porter on the call?
Yeah.
Okay. Kell, is there any last minute, anything else you want to say before we switch over to Shawn?
No, I've got nothing really to say. Just kind of training hard, and I'll see you over 16.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. Okay, Oscar, if you want to come back on and make the introductions for Shawn.
Thank you very much, Kell Brook. And we're looking forward to your arrival. And now on the call from Akron, Ohio, he's one of the United States best amateur boxers of this era. He's now considered as an orthodox offensive machine, coming off an impressive victory over Julio Diaz. He's fought in the likes of Phil Greco, Alfonso Gomez, fighting at 147 pounds. He's someone to be reckoned with. Last December, scored a 12-round unanimous decision over Devin Alexander to win the IBF title, and coming off a spectacular fight against Paulo Maldonado, which he stopped in the fourth round. Let me introduce to you, with a record of 24-0 and 15 knockouts out of Akron, Ohio, facing Kell Brook, another undefeated fighter, Shawn Porter. Shawn, say a few words.
Sure. Thanks, Golden Boy, for that wonderful introduction. Things have been going great in camp. We just finished our first session here on the track, and just jumped in the car to do this interview. Excited about the fight, August 16th. Stub Hub. I'm finally performing there, so I'm excited about that. I've been to the venue half a dozen times or so, and I love it. And so I can't wait to get out there in person and give the fans a great show.
All right, my man. Thank you very much, Shawn, and welcome to the Thunderdome. Now, for the media, we open it up for questions.
Thank you. If you would like to ask a question or have a comment, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. This will place your question in the order it was received. Once again, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad now. And our first question comes from Lem Satterfield with theringtv.com.
Hey, Shawn, how you doing?
What's up, Lem? Working hard.
Yeah, I hear you. Same here. Listen, you've had a spectacular performance, and it seems like, the way your career has gone has been, I don't want to say favorable, but it's kind of been a steady build-up. You've been in a position where people kind of have questioned you, almost giving you the right motivation for every fight. This particular fight, you've acknowledged that, Kell Brook could have a style that is different from any you faced. Can you again characterize? You talked about his technical skills. Obviously, he's a big guy and a strong guy, similar to you. Characterize what challenge he poses in as many ways possible.
Yeah. Well, like you said, when I first turned pro, they told me, we were going to take it slow and build ourselves up and learn the fight game before we, jump into a, big fight, the IBF championship fight that I had. And, I understood that the whole way was a growth process, was a building process, was stepping up each fight. So, anyone out there that's saying this is the new Shawn Porter, no, this is not the new Shawn Porter. This is someone who has worked hard, someone who has developed and built himself up, and now I'm here. I'm the IBF champion of the world. And we now have another opposition in front of us, someone who's very skillful, very basically and fundamentally sound. And, again, like you said, going into that a little bit more, just looking at film of the guy, he keeps his hands up. He throws a good straight jab and a good one, too. That's the basics of boxing. That's the fundamentals of boxing, things that I work on daily. And he's very good at them. Not everybody else that I've faced up to this point has been as good at them as he has. So with that being said, we're going to go out there. We're going to do everything the way we always do it. We're going to box, use our speed, our power, our quickness, everything that we have. And, keep in mind that he is a good fighter, and, we won't be rushing in. We won't be, getting out of control.
Is there any added pressure with you now? It seems as though most are making you the prohibitive favorite, whereas maybe that was the case with Paulie, but Paulie himself was questioning your skill set. Is there any more pressure now, given that you've kind of been projected as the next star for the next few years over the next one, maybe two weight classes?
No, there's no added pressure at all. This is what I love to do, and I'm having fun with it right now. We work extremely hard, and, my dad, my trainer, my manager, Kenny Porter. Nobody sets the bar higher than him. So I'm working extremely hard every day, and the pressure is put on me all in the gym and on the track and on the swimming pool and, and in camp. So, once I get to the fight, all the pressures, I've already felt them all. There's no pressure to deal with in the fight, just going out there and doing everything the Porter way and getting the job done, as we have.
Thanks a lot, Shawn. Oscar, I have one question for you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Can you assess, Shawn's growth? What you saw in him, say, against, in his second fight or his fight with Paulie Malignaggi, maybe that surprised you, and then what maybe you see as the challenge in Kell Brook, similar to what I guess Shawn sees.
Well, what I'll tell you, what didn't surprise me is the way he knows how to adapt. Shawn Porter is a fighter who, if he has to stay on the outside and throw calculated combinations. See, one thing about Shawn, he's always very exciting. That's a given. So the Stub Hub Center fits him perfectly. But depending on who he has in front of him, he either walks right through you and demolishes you, the way he did against Paulie Malignaggi, or he takes calculated risks. That's who Shawn is. He's a smart offensive fighter. And that combination is very, very dangerous. So this is not the new Shawn Porter. This is the Shawn Porter who's just getting started.
Thanks a lot, Oscar, and I guess you'll enjoy the fight. Enjoy the fight.
Thanks, Lon.
Thank you, Shawn.
Our next question comes from Dan Rafael with ESPN.
Thank you very much. Hello, Shawn.
What's up, Dan? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Shawn, you had a big amateur career, has been mentioned on the call, but you're only 26 years old. Yeah, you're undefeated. You have a world title. Do you feel like you're just basically entering the prime of your career physically and in terms of, what you feel like when you're in the ring?
Honestly, I would say yes. I don't really know what age you're considered in your prime or anything like that. I don't follow statistics. Nothing about me is statistical. I've defeated every odd that's ever been put against me. So I don't know in terms of me being 26 has anything to do with it. But yes, I feel that all the experience that I've had in the amateurs has, it has been great for me and has, made me what I am as a pro. And all the experience that I've had now as a pro has got me to the point that I'm at right now where I just feel very comfortable. I feel very excited about my matches. I'm excited through camp, and I'm excited about life. I think right now, yes, I am in my prime.
When you get ready for any kind of fight or, the long stretch of fights, before you even were, a guy with one of the titles and considered one of the top guys in the welterweight division, I'm wondering what is your motivation for fighting? Some guys, it's strictly glory, money is secondary. Other guys, they want to make a ton of money. Other guys want to be in the Hall of Fame. I wonder what's your specific motivation?
My specific motivation, I would say, is there's a level of excitement that I get from boxing, that I get from being in the ring and entertaining those crowds and having those matches that just fills me up, man. It really does. It fills me up, and I guess along with that would be just a great career and the glory and all that comes with it. But I think maybe my biggest motivation is probably my dad and my family. Oh,
you mean doing it for them? I mean, I know your father is with you all the time as far as training.
My dad is with me all the time. He pushes me, and we train year round. We're calling it camp right now because 6 weeks out from a fight, that's what you do. You call it a camp, but we live this. I train hard all day, every day. I hardly take any time off. Few days after a fight, and I'm right back at it because again, this is what I love to do, and you have to be prepared at all times.
So what do you think I know you have that heavy training schedule, that I know that you like doing it, and obviously you wouldn't be doing it if you weren't physically capable of doing so. But do you think that at the level of fights that you're in now, that at some point, just for your own long-term career, that you do need to take a little bit of time off and and give your body a decent rest? I'm not saying go 6 months without training or anything like that, but that there's nothing wrong with not being in the gym for a month or going on a vacation and relaxing a little bit and not having that grind on a daily basis. Yeah,
I think most fighters would love to take a break during camp. I do that.
I don't mean during camp.
No. We train hard year round so we can afford to take those breaks during camp. Your body needs to rejuvenate, recover. We take those breaks. The other day, I didn't even hit the gym. I went and got a pedicure. I went and did some swimming. And I relax my body. That's what you have to do when you train hard and you stay prepared. You can afford to take those days off where it doesn't get monotonous. Training and working hard doesn't become boring or something you don't want to do. We've formed this thing, and I love calling it the Porter way because we do it in such a way that no one else can do it. We allow ourselves to take breaks during camp and just enjoy life and rest and recover and stay focused on the program without having to burn our body out or anything like that. So, again, man, I'm enjoying life right now. I'm loving every bit of it, and I will be prepared August 16th.
Well, and your toes will be looking good, so that's good after the pedicure. Another question I have for you about this. I know there's no guarantee here, but it's hard to look at any of the top younger welterweights that have fights coming up to know that if they put on a very impressive performance, that in some ways it could be an audition for a future fight with Floyd Mayweather, who is going to fight Maidana. It's a tough fight. If he wins, though, he's still got 2 more fights left on that Showtime contract after that, and that he's going to be in the market for opponents. It's been hard to get those guys. I don't see any reason why Shawn Porter can't put his name at least in the conversation for that kind of fight, as well as some other guys, whether it's Keith Thurman or, it was Amir Khan trying to get in there. Do you view in any way, even in the back of your mind, that if you put on an explosive, impressive performance against Kell Brook, keep your title, stay unbeaten, that in fact you become, and you also, by the way, are both with Al, that you become a serious candidate to get a fight with Mayweather?
Of course you do, and you look forward to those opportunities. I don't consider my fights auditions. I consider them performances. I go out there and I give it my all. I don't go out there and give it my all with expectations of getting something bigger and better, but with the expectations of making that fight the biggest and best fight that I've had, and then going from there. So again, you know this is boxing. We don't look ahead of ourselves, but at the same time, yes, Mayweather, we all know he's on the clock, and we're all right there standing there, hoping that we're next in line.
Gotcha. Thank you for that, Shawn. I have one question for Oscar. Are you still there, Oscar?
Right here, Dan.
Hey, good. Good to hear that. I'm curious, can you provide an explanation or any detail as what is up with the drug testing for this fight? I've heard different things, that it was going to be USADA, then it wasn't. There was issues here, there was issues there. What's going on with the drug testing?
Well, the drug testing was handled through Eric Gomez and through Al Heyman. There is a drug testing in place, which the fighters should already have been taking and going through the process. So my matchmaker Eric Gomez can give you more details.
Shawn, do you know, have you been tested? And what are you who's testing you?
Well, Eric Gomez hasn't contacted us yet, so we're expecting the call from either Eric Gomez, Golden Boy, Showtime, USADA, whoever it is. We are expecting that call, and we're ready.
So, but you have not been tested yet?
Not yet.
Even though there's only like a month to go, like not even a month of the fight?
Yeah, well, boxing, you roll with the punches.
Do you know if it's supposed to be USADA testing?
I don't know if it's supposed to be USADA testing. I just know that we are supposed to be testing. So.
Do you know if the contract says anything about testing?
I believe it does, yes.
And Oscar, you don't know which organization or why it hasn't started yet?
It is USADA. I don't know why it hasn't started. Like I said, my matchmaker dealt with that with Al Heyman, and Eric Gomez can give you more details.
Okay, I will ask him. Thank you, Oscar. Appreciate it. Thanks, Shawn.
Uh-huh.
Our next question comes from Richard Ballesteros with Boxing News.
Hey, Shawn, I just got one question for you.
Go for it.
Now you guys are both undefeated. Someone's O must go. Does that put more pressure on the fight?
No pressure at all. You look at my record, I'm undefeated against undefeated fighters, so I'm going to keep that going. I do look forward to staying undefeated and carrying my belt out of that ring August 16th.
All right, Shawn, good luck.
Thank you.
Our next question comes from Jenna J. with On the Ropes Boxing.
Hey, Shawn, I got a question a little bit about your mindset. Your only blemish in your career is a draw to Julio Diaz. Just curious what you felt after that draw, and did you change anything at all to come back and have this kind of explosion that you've had since then?
Yeah, I think, after the draw, obviously I didn't perform the way I liked to, the way I wanted to, and, that just motivated me to work even harder and right all my wrongs that I did in that fight. Not that I put that fight behind me, but it's not something that I look at all day, every day, or anything like that. But, yes, I understood that, I didn't perform the way I should have, and I didn't make the fight, the Shawn Porter fight that it should have been. And so, since then I focused on, working hard in the gym and just coming out and being exciting in the fight.
I know you mentioned earlier that everything in your career has been building to this point, especially the last fight with Paul Manaji. You took him out in 4 rounds. Can you describe how you feel now? I mean, do you feel like when you get in there that you're bigger and stronger than these guys and that you can physically bully them the way that you did Paul Manaji?
Well, I've always believed that, every fight we come in with our game plan. We work on it in the gym. We have a strategy. It's fight specific, and we have to go to that. And, every fight isn't going to be Shawn Porter coming in and knock you out. Some fights I'm going to have to box. I'm going to have to use my feet and my hand speed. Other fights I can walk in and be a little more dangerous and throw some really hard shots and walk guys down. It all depends. With this fight, I'm not going to say too much over the air, but, we do understand that we got to come in there locked and loaded and ready to fight.
All right, well, Shawn, you mentioned some of your strengths. When you look at your opponent, Kell Brook, what do you see in him? What do you see as his strengths in the ring?
It's good. He keeps his hands up. He's very technically sound. Good 1-2, and he's fast and he's strong. So this is going to be a good fight for me.
All right, and I hate to put it to you, but official prediction. How do you see that fight playing out? Do you see it going the distance?
I don't make predictions, but I will say that Shawn Porter will be undefeated after August 16th.
All right. Thank you for your time, Shawn. Good luck on August 16th.
Thank you.
Once again, if you would like to ask a question or have a comment, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. That will place you in the question queue. Our next question comes from Marianne Owen with Boxing in Las Vegas.
Hi, Shawn.
Hey, how are you?
Fine. Hey, Shawn, how is Kell Brook any different than any other fighter that you fought? You had like 290 amateur fights, and you fought some pretty tough Cuban amateurs there. And plus, with your 25 pro fights, how is Kell any different for you?
Well, like you said, I've pretty much fought the who's who of young fighters out there. With that being said, it's just another step up. He's the guy that is mandatory for the IBF title and the guy that we were told we had to fight. So we go in there with, a great game plan, and we'll execute it and fight him and, move on from there.
So you have pressure versus speed. What do you have to say about that? Pressure versus technical.
Yeah, I can do it all. So I'll pressure a little bit. I'll fight him on the outside, whatever I have to do.
You were also Pacman's leading sparring partner, weren't you?
Yes.
Yes, lots of experience. With all the opponents that you fought versus Kell's, who do you think fought the better opponents, the most quality opponents?
Well, my dad, he keeps me going. He keeps me on my toes. He keeps me moving. And he's always got me stepping up. With that being said, from boxing, the who's who in the amateurs, to boxing tough competitors here in the pros, to sparring with Manny Pacquiao, I think everything that I've done speaks for itself. I've been in the ring with great champions and the better opposition. So I do think that gives me the upper hand in the fight August 16th.
Well, you're really shaking up the 147-pound weight division. With the winner of the Pacman-Algieri fight, is any interest in fighting that winner?
I'm interested in any big fight out there. I know that's a very big fight, and everyone's looking forward to that. So I'll handle my business August 16th, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Good luck, partner.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
And our next question comes from Jeffrey Freeman with Knockout Digest. And this will be our last question.
Hi, Shawn. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I know that obviously you're focused on Kell Brook, but as an opponent, he's pretty unknown to American fight fans, and he doesn't particularly promote himself as well as yourself or someone like Keith Thurman. Talk to boxing fans, that's what they say. They want Porter Thurman, so I guess I'm going to ask, will you fight one time if you beat Kell Brook? Do you want to fight him?
2 times. I'll fight 1 time, 2 times. Like you said, man, I personally don't look past, what's in front of me. But again, we've seen it all over the internet, all over the media wavelengths. Everybody wants that fight. I think it'll be an exciting fight, and it's a fight that I wouldn't turn down.